The New York Knicks just traded for Mikal Bridges. Oh my God, it happened. This is the trade we were waiting for. This is the trade every true Knicks fan who's been following this team as long as I have and probably longer was hoping and praying for. This is the franchise that has a direction. This is a franchise that's everyone moving in the same direction. And they just got the Infinity Stone, the final piece of the puzzle. That's what's happening here. I was asked on a podcast on Friday, who's the one guy I want? It was Mikal Bridges. This was always Mikal Bridges. Are there better players in the league? Sure. Are there guys? This isn't the finished product of the team for sure. But this trade was the best possible trade for the New York Knicks and for them to make. So the final package looks like this. Bojan Bogdanovic, 5 first-round picks. I think 2 of them are unprotected, or I guess 4 of them are unprotected. And a pick swap and a second-round pick for Mikal Bridges and another second-round pick. The Knicks still have 5 first-round picks in the next 3 years, so they're not done. Bojan Bogdanovic was just filler, essentially, for the contracts. And essentially what happened was Ian Begley, because after we heard this time and time again, the Nets aren't trading Mikal to the Knicks. The Nets aren't trading Mikal to the Knicks. Well, Ian Begley reported Nets surely didn't want to trade Mikal Bridges to the Knicks, but Bridges' side was prepared to force the issue by telling teams he wanted to be with New York Knicks. Per SNY sources, Bridges' side made it clear to Brooklyn that he wanted to be with the Knicks, reunite with Villanova teammates Brunson, Hart, and DiVincenzo, and that's the key here. They are bringing them back together. You see how when they run in transition and Hart's on one side and DiVincenzo's on the other side, they know exactly where the other guy's going to be. There's something about this team, but it's more than just knowing each other's games. There are a lot of guys who've played together for a long time. It's more than that. It goes beyond that. It's guys who are all bought into the same mentality of team. This is a team. This is not one individual guy. It's not 3 individuals. This is everyone buying in, everyone pulling on the same side of the rope. It's 4 guys now who care about hustle, who care about defense, who care about each other. That is what we loved about this Knicks team. And I am so excited to watch this Knicks team play now because what made this Knicks team special just got even more special. We added on. This isn't fucking Paul George, a loser who only cares about himself and cares about his money and doesn't play any defense and takes 50 games off. Mikal Bridges, actually the last game of the year, he played, I think, for the first half and then sat the rest of the game because he wanted to hit the threshold for games played this season. He played all 82 of them. That's what matters to him. He plays every single night. I think he's done it now for the last, I don't know however many years. He plays every night. I lost the bet on that. I was watching the game. I was actually working the Nets game that night. Lost the bet because I didn't realize that was happening. I was like, what the fuck? This is a close game. Why is he not in the third quarter? Anyway, not the point. The point is that this team has an identity. This team has something that they all care about. They're all in this together. So there'll be a little bit of a tampering fine. Fuck if I care. Back-to-back years, the Knicks are going to pay the tampering fine and be happy with it. But Leon Rose, forever, all we wanted was a team with direction, a team where the front office, the head coach, the general manager, the players were all moving in the same direction, all had the same goal, all cared about the same things. The New York Knicks have that now. It is a functional, great franchise. And it's led by these 4 now. Now, how it actually looks. So OG Anunoby is still top priority. You're not trading Emmanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett for a 6-month rental for a guy who was injured half the time. That was not happening. So OG Anunoby is still the priority. They're going to try and re-sign him in that situation where it's Leon Rose's son is the agent. So I assume they'll get a deal done. I hope they can get a deal done. So I assume that will still happen. So I assume the lineup still looks like Jalen, Mikal, OG. I think Randall's still a part of this. I really do. And I guess Mitchell Robinson. Now they probably lose Hartenstein, which is gonna stink, but sting. But you have to make some sort of sacrifice. I get that. The other big man, I don't know if Precious stays. I kind of like that fit with the second unit because the second unit now becomes Deuce McBride, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, and maybe a Precious Achua. Those 4 as the second unit. And when you go 8 deep in the playoffs, maybe you take out Precious or you add him as you need. I mean, this team is pretty good. The New York Knicks are going for it now. The New York Knicks with this trade are directly attempting to compete with Boston, a Boston Celtics team that's not going to have Kristaps Porzingis next year. A Boston Celtics team that I truly believe if the Knicks were fully healthy this year, they had a real shot to compete with them. All these wing players, the depth that the Knicks are putting at that position, the depth that they have now at the wing, the depth that they have with this team as a whole, the Knicks are looking at Boston saying, we're competing with you. The Knicks championship window is now. So everyone who was thinking about Paul George and all these Kevin Durant, lifelong losers, that's not where the Knicks are going. And by the way, they still can make another move. 5 first-round picks in the next 3 years. The Knicks are not done. They still have their 2 first-round picks from this year. And all these picks, if anyone's crying about giving away the picks, my God, get over it. These picks, think about what these picks are going to be. A 2025 first-round pick. The Knicks, that should be in the late 20s if the Knicks are as good as we hope they can be. The Milwaukee pick also should be in the 20s. Milwaukee's going to be good this year. It's not like the Milwaukee Bucks are falling off. Again, 2027, it's not going to be, hopefully, not. This is a young team that's going to be good for a long time. These picks mean nothing. And the 2028 pick swap only matters if the Knicks are worse than the Nets. So if the Knicks are worse than the Nets, then they'll have a pick swap. But otherwise, and who knows where the Nets are going to be in 2028? I mean, this isn't a bad, it's not like they traded some, my friend texted me, like, this isn't like trading for Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett when the Nets did that. This is trading for a young core, a young guy in his prime to add to a young core that's already in their prime and locked up. Brunson's going to sign the extension now, and this is going to be the Knicks core. You wanted a core to root for the next 5 years, a 5-year window. We are going to be rooting for these 4 guys and whoever's around them. That's what the Knicks got. It's not just about the Nova connection. It's not just about Mikal even. And I think Mikal's a great player. Don't get me wrong, but I was at Madison Square Garden tonight. I was actually at the Justin Timberlake concert, although I'm wearing this Garrett Cole t-shirt. I thought I was going to go to the Yankee game. I didn't go to the Yankee game. I went to, and the Yankee game, my God, a disaster. Gleyber Torres, please get the fuck off my team. Please, I'm begging you. So the Yankees have lost, 8 of the last 10 now? The Mets are surging. We'll talk about baseball. Well, I have plenty of time. I guess we'll talk about it tomorrow. But I love that Mikal Bridges stole the headlines. The Knicks stealing the headlines in middle of baseball season, in the middle of like the highest point. The Yankees, Mets. There's a lot of hype for the Subway Series. Yankees still one of the best teams in baseball, but they've been on a down. The Mets are surging right now. The gay grimace Mets. Oh, yeah, it's going great. Yeah, no. The Knicks, come on, steal the spotlight. And by the way, Nets fans have to be down bad. Oh, we don't care. We fleeced you. No, you didn't. You cried. Oh, the Nets are never trading him to the Knicks. All we heard for months and months and months. Look, I'm happy for the Nets. I think they actually have a direction now. I think the Nets are finally building something where they were in limbo since the Kevin Durant trade. They're not in limbo anymore. They're in blow it up mode. Good for them. At least they have some sort of direction. But for the Knicks, it's championship now. It's the championship window. I talked about it a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago during the NBA Finals. I said, this is the beginning of the window for the Knicks, and it is fully here. The Knicks are in the championship window right now. Get ready. This is going to be fun. If you loved watching the team last year, you're going to love this team. And I think Julius is part of the plans, but I don't know. I don't know what happens with the rest of the roster. But one thing I do know is I trust this front office. I trust them to get it right. I trust them to do what's best for the team. And how rare is that to say for a Knicks fan? And this proves it again. Everyone's on the same. Somebody asked me, oh, well, Dan Hurley, he turned down the Laker job. Let's see what happens. Maybe he's coming to the Knicks in 2 years. No, this is everyone's on the same page. It would have to be a disaster for Dan Hurley to be here. Tom Thibodeau, Jalen Brunson, Leon Rose, Worldwide West, the leaders of this team, and now Mikal Bridges, who is the perfect second superstar to put next to Jalen Brunson. They're all on the same side. They're all moving in the right direction. They're all pulling on the same side of the rope. And essentially what this looks like is this is the Boston model. It's not 1 or 2 guys. This team now, it's Brunson, it's Hart, DiVincenzo, Bridges, OG, hopefully, Julius Randle. If Mitchell Robinson's a part of this, Deuce McBride, it's 8 guys deep. It's not about one guy. It's about the team. That's what those guys are all about. That's what the Nova guys are all about. That's what Tibbs is all about. And that's what the Knicks have built here. I'm so excited. I can't wait for training. I can't wait for Knicks basketball now. Screw football. I can't wait for Knicks basketball. And it's guys that we're going to get to watch for 82 games, do it every single night and care every single night and hustle and grit and defense every single night. This team is special. And I love the New York Knicks. Cannot wait for basketball season. I'm excited about football too. I don't expect anything from the Jets. We'll talk about that. If you want to listen, me and Bilal just did an episode talking about the Jets on Friday, so that's a good episode. You should definitely listen to that. But until next time, let's go Knicks. Like, subscribe, share the podcast, buy the hats, Hugo House. Use the code RAMI, R-A-M-I. Link is in the description. Some people say inside my description. You know who you always said that? That guy who blocked me. The stupid Madden guy who I watched on Twitch and TikTok blocked me. My God, I'm pissed about it. Anyway, like, subscribe, share the podcast. Appreciate you all for listening. Let's go Knicks. We'll have full thoughts as we move along. And then we'll talk about baseball also. The Yankees, they suck right now. And you know what? The Yankees are exactly who I thought they were all along in a lot of ways. But talk about all that and more. Until next time, see ya.